Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn Commerce with Namita. I am Namita Mane. In today's video, let us discuss the Banking Regulation Act 1949. So let's start. Introduction. The Banking Regulation Act 1949 is a legislation in India that regulates all the banking firms in India. Now, why there was a need to set up this Banking Regulation Act? Because banks are basically the public service institutions which deals with the funds of public, and they have the large portion of their working capital from the public in terms of deposit. In the national interest or for the interest of public, there is a need to regulate this whole working of bank. That's why there should be a separate act. So the government set up the Banking Regulation Act 1949, and this act was passed as Banking Company Act 1949. It came into force from 16th March 1949. First, this act was passed as Banking Company Act 1949, and which came into form from 16th March 1949. Then in the year 1966, it was changed to means it was renamed as Banking Regulation Act 1949. In the year 1966, the name of Banking Company Act 1949 was renamed as Banking Regulation Act 1949. This law means the act is applicable only to the banking companies which are in India. Then in the year 1965, it was amended to make it applicable to cooperative banks also. So if you see the structure of Indian banking system, at the apex level is Reserve Bank of India. Under Reserve Bank of India, there are scheduled banks, non-scheduled banks and development banks. Under scheduled banks, there are commercial banks and cooperative banks. So before 1965, this act was applicable only to the commercial banks, and after 1965 there was change in the act, and this act is now applicable to cooperative banks also under section 56. Next we'll see the overview of act. The act provides a framework under which the commercial banking in India is supervised and regulated. Means this act provides a guidelines to the all commercial banks which are in India, and under this act the banks have to carry their banking business, and this act gives the authority to RBI to regulate the banking commercial banks. Then this act gives RBI the power to license bank. Means as per this act, RBI has some powers. So the powers are to license bank, to have regulations over shareholdings and voting rights of shareholders, supervise the appointment of the board of directors and the management. Under management there are chairman, members of the banks. Then it regulates the operations of bank, lay down instructions for audit. Each bank has to submit the annual report, that is to the RBI, and there are some rules which RBI has prescribed. In that format, the banks have to prepare the balance sheet, profit and loss account. Then it controls merger and liquidation. It issues directives in the interest of public good and on the banking policies, and it also imposes penalties if RBI, as per this act, if RBI finds in the inspection that there is some mismanagement or mispresentation of the reports. Misrepresentation of the reports means the balance sheet or profit and loss account is not presented properly to the public, so RBI has authority to impose penalties. Then in the year 1965, the act was amended, and this act include cooperative banks under its preview by adding the section 56. So 56 of the section 56 of the Banking Regulation Act deals with the cooperative, means it gives the guidelines to the cooperative banks. This is the overview of the act. Now there are some important provisions of the act. We'll see. So the provisions are section 5B. Section 5B contains the definition of banking. Section 5B, it contains the definition of banking. Section 6 describes the forms of business in which the banking company may engage in addition to the banking business. Now, in addition to the banking business means basically banks' primary function is what? To lend the money and accept the deposit. So there are some forms of business which a banking company may engage. So which are those business we are going to see in the section 6. And section 8 deals with the prohibition of business. Means there are some restrictions in which the banking company cannot transact the business. Section 11 says about capital requirement, that is minimum paid up capital reserves which has to be maintained by each commercial banks. Section 10 and Section 10A is about the management of the banking company. Under management, like chairman, then qualification of chairman, board of directors, then how many members should be there, whole time directors, part time directors. This all the guidelines are given in the section 10. Section 18 is about maintenance of liquid asset. Section 22 is about licensing of banks. Section 35 is about inspections of bank. So in particular in this video I am going to only explain you the section 5, section 6 and section 8, and remaining section we are going to see in the part 2 of the video. Then there is section 35, 36. It deals with the powers of RBI. As per this act, there are some powers which is given to the RBI. Section 32, subsection 3, 26, 27 and 31 is about returns to be submitted. Returns to be submitted, that means that each bank has to prepare their reports as per the RBI guidelines. Next is acquisition of business. Section 36 AE to section 36 AJ. Next is amalgamation of banking, section 44A and section 45. And last section is section 56. It is the application of act to the cooperative bank. So these are the provisions, and under this provision there are section. As per this section, all the banking business in India have to work as per the act. As I said that in this particular video, that this video is part 1. So part 1, in this video I am going to explain you the definition of banking as per the section 5b, and I'm going to tell you the business of banking companies as per section 6 and section 8, that is prohibited, means business, which is restriction business, and remaining sections we are going to see in part 2 and part 3. So we'll see the definition of bank as per section 5 subsection 5 section B. So the definition of a bank according to the section 5 subsection B of the Banking Regulation Act 1949 defines banking as acceptance for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money from public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. So this is the definition of banking of a bank as per section 5 subsection B of Banking Regulation Act 1949. We'll try to understand this definition. Now the definition I have divided into 5 part. Now banking means what? Accepting what bank accept. Okay, what bank accept, why bank accept, then from whom bank accept. Okay, now these are the 3 questions. Now banking means accepting. Okay, accepting what bank accept? Bank accept deposits of money. Okay, bank accept deposits of money. From whom bank accept? Bank accept the deposits of money from public. Okay, answer to this 3 questions. See, banking means the accepting. Okay, what bank accept? Bank accept deposits of money. From whom bank accept? It accept deposits of money from public. And why bank accept? Bank accept the deposits of money from public for the purpose of lending or investment. Okay, for the purpose of lending and investment, bank accepts the money of deposits from the public, and these deposits are repayable to the public again on demand or otherwise. Now on demand means if the customer needs the money, he may go in the bank and withdraw his money. Or otherwise means there are some deposits which bank accepts in term like fixed deposits, recurring deposits, and this both the deposits, fixed deposits as well as recurring deposits, are paid after the maturity date. Okay, so bank repay their deposits. It accepts the deposits from the public and simultaneously it also repay the deposits of the customers. And these deposits which bank repay to the customer, or bank or customer can withdraw the money from bank in the form of check, order, draft, order or otherwise. Okay, so this is the definition of bank. Like if we combine all these 5 parts in this way, so section 5B of Banking Regulation Act 1949 defines banking as accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money from public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order or otherwise. Okay, so this is the definition which is given by section 5B of Banking Regulation Act. Now next is section 6. Section 6 describes the business of banking company, means in which business the banking company can engage. So which businesses they can carry and they can provide the business services to the customer. So as per section 6, banking company can lend, borrow of money with or without security. That means banking company means any bank can engage in the business of lending, borrowing of money with or without the securities of from the customers. Next, issuing check. It can issue traveler's check, then other checks. Second, collecting and dealing with bills of exchange, promissory note. So bank can deal with, can issue check, traveler's check, then it can deal with bills of exchange and promissory note transaction. Then buying and selling of foreign exchange note. Next is providing deposit vaults. Deposit vaults, like bank can provide the services like locker to the customer. Next is collecting and transmitting of money and securities, buying bonds and other securities on behalf of the customer. On behalf of the customer, the bank can engage in the collection of money, in transferring of money, the securities, buying bonds and other securities on behalf of customer. The banking company can engage into this business as per the section 6. Next, transacting and carrying on every kind of guarantee and indemnity business. So bank act as a guarantor in any type of transaction, financial transactions. Then bank can engage into selling, managing and realizing any property which is in possession of the bank in procedure of settlement of claims. Now bank can engage in selling, managing and realizing any property which comes in the possession of the bank in procedure to settlement of claim. If suppose if you have taken house loan and you do not repay the loan on time, and bank has the possession to sell the house, because bank, until unless your EMIs are not clear, the ownership, the house, the documents of that house is with the bank. Next is it act as a trustee to the customer. Last is doing any other business notified by the central government as lawful for a banking company. So these are the businesses which the banking company as per section 6 can engage. Next is prohibited business, that means restrictions. There are some business which banks does not carry, or there are restrictions on the banking businesses of banking company. So the restrictions is under section 8. A banking company cannot get in directly or indirectly. Means any banking company, whether it is a private bank, public bank, cooperative bank, so any banking company cannot get in directly or indirectly contracts in buying or selling or exchange of goods. Means banking company cannot buy or sell or exchange the business of goods, okay, but it can exchange the transactions relating to the bills of exchange received for the collections or for negotiation. So banking company cannot engage with the buying or selling of exchange of goods. It can engage only in the case of bills of exchange. Okay, so this is the section 8. I hope you have understood the section 5b, definition of bank. Section 6 of forms of business, means in which the banking company can engage their business. And section 8, the restrictions of business of banking company. So I hope you have understood this session. Thank you very much. Please subscribe my YouTube channel, like and share the video. In next video we'll see the remaining sections. Thank you.